Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 29. So you want to start a drone business. Hope everyone is doing well this evening. Got some good topics to cover, okay? We're going to share some news. One of the first things I want to do is say thank you for all your thoughts and concerns regarding the weather. It ended up getting pushed out more into the Gulf. A lot of wind, a lot of rain. Yeah. And thankfully, no power outages. That was a good thing. So, dodged number one bullet. Other good news is this week there's no tropical depressions forming anywhere. So that's good news. So it's kind of like, you can kind of like kick back, relax, and not have to worry about that. The patio furniture is back outside. So that's a good thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to go over some news and updates. But before we do that, want to greet everybody in the house tonight. David Martin Graff, Art Code Drone Solutions. Welcome, Art. Lloyd is here, the Grumpy Vlogger, TEB Drone Flyer. Michael Wright is here. Steve Mack, Drone Shots. Who else we got? Leonard Oglesby. Welcome, Leonard. Let's see who else. Steve Mack is here tonight. Stephen Ewing, welcome, my friend. Jake's Drone Life is here. Let's see who else we got. Okay, that's all. Oh, before we want to get going, thoughts and prayers for Matt Cundiff's little girl. You probably saw she broke her arm, had to have surgery on it. From everything I've seen online, looks like she's doing good. And Matt, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your wife and your little girl. And here's to a speedy recovery for her. And that everything goes well. It's so far so good from everything I've seen. So wanted to give a shout out to you, Matt, because we all love you and we're all praying for you, your family, and especially that beautiful little daughter of yours. All right, where was Bill last week? Okay, I got stories to tell you. Okay, first of all right, with a possible hurricane coming, that airlines have a tendency to panic. Well, probably not the airlines, the FAA. And when there's any chance, they start canceling flights. Well, they canceled our flight out of Tampa to Columbus for last Wednesday. So they rebooked us on 2 different flights, and Valerie's flight had her coming in at 1 a.m. on Friday morning. Okay. No can do. Okay. Not kosher. All right. So we ended up, Valerie being, a very efficient person. Part of her job responsibilities was booking travel for her managers. We flew out of Orlando, okay? And let me tell you this, all right? Interstate 4 between Tampa and Orlando, okay? I have a nickname for it. I call it Mad Max Thunderdome. You just do one of these and drive, okay? Because I'm telling you, doesn't matter what lane you're in, it's total insanity. And then not only that, when you get around the airport, you got to drive through the industrial area of Orlando, and it's not easy to get to the airport. You got to follow GPS to do that, And then you get to the parking area there, and then it's a long walk. There's no monorail. There's nothing to ride. You got to walk to your gates, and then they haven't updated the Orlando airport in like at least 10, 15 years, because that was the last time I flew out of there. It was unbearably hot inside there. The air conditioning wasn't all the best. We got there 4 hours before our flight. What can I say? Okay. All right. Here's the good part, okay? We went up to see it, allow grandfather here about a minute, okay? We went up to see our beautiful little granddaughter, Ellie, had her 2nd birthday, all right? We had a blast, all right? Nothing short, we had a blast. We also celebrated my beautiful wife's birthday, okay? 2nd anniversary of her 30th birthday. So if you guys want to drop a happy birthday in the comments to either Ellie or to Valerie, feel free to do so. Oh, and maybe if you want to, you can drop one for yours truly, because mine's coming up on Friday. Anyway, not the point here. The point is, I want to show you this video, all right? This pretty much encapsulated the crux of our visit here. All right. So let me go ahead and find it and get this up here. Now, I did not take my drone with me. I didn't have room for it. There was a reason also I didn't have room for it, because I think God was trying to impress upon me to focus on something else. So we did focus on something else here. So let's go ahead and I'll get this. We'll share this here. Now I'm just going to let her roll.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Ellie, do you want to get cake? I think I know she's being recorded.
Hi, Ellie.
All right. Well, that young man in the front is my handsome son. No, both my sons are handsome. That's Peter. And then in the middle, that's Ellie. And there's Victoria right there in the purple. And of course, you see Valerie there as well. Now, one thing that I have to say about my granddaughter, okay, she knows when the camera is on her and she hams it up. This wasn't the only time. This is probably one of the better times. She also hammed it up another time. And one of her favorite toys, new toys, somebody got her a bubble machine, okay, for her birthday. It was, yeah, it was absolutely, it was fun. Let me put it to you this way. Grandma and Grandpa had a good time. All right. We had a good time. And got to take Valerie out to eat for her birthday. We did celebrate that in kind. So all in all, it was a great trip. We had a great time. Didn't want to come home. We're hopefully going to try to plan something again, because the way we had to book and stuff, we still have credit on Southwest. So hopefully we can maybe plan something coming up sometime in the future here. I don't know. Okay. Ray Kelly's here. Welcome, Captain Kelly. Ridge Flyer 32. Let's see who else. Johnny Drone Flyer. Welcome, Johnny. Glad to see you tonight. Okay. Now for some news, some legit news, some, not Bill news here. Okay. But I have one thing that kind of caught my eye today. And, right now there's just not a lot of drone news. So, I scour things and I find things, and I wanted to find something that was actually pretty interesting here. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Ehang. Of course, they're a Chinese company here, okay, that produces drones. They had the first passenger drone flight. I think it flew like 100 yards or something a couple of years ago or whatever. Well, anyway, today they went out, saw an article on DroneDJ, and actually had an article about they are getting ready to apparently they've gotten some permissions for a firefighting drone here. You can see it right here. And this is just a picture. They did a 10-month technical exam on it and 52 different types of tests, including flight control functions. And there's a picture of the testing procedure there. It's capable of precisely aiming flame retardant, firing it in a stream, but it also contains 6 fire retardant devices that literally can be launched like missiles into hotspots. The best way to see how it operates is in this video when Ehang first began testing this product. And I'm not going to show you the video, but I thought this was interesting. Okay. And this is something I think that can have a broad use and a wide use and be applicable to, anywhere around the world. So, I mean, I think that's something that could have some potential future here. I really see that being good. Yeah, like Ray Kelly said, a drone, it will save lives, Ray. You're right. combine that with some of the smaller drones that are doing that already too. This is definitely a step in the right direction. And, especially tall buildings, if they're taller than I don't know what, 15, 20 stories is what I think a ladder truck can reach. It's taller than that, and there's a lot of those, there's usually one of those in every town. This would be an invaluable tool, and especially in being able to get fires out and get a chance for firefighters to get up and take care of things. So this kudos to them. Stay tuned. I'm sure there'll be more on this. And, I hope they do well with this. And I would like to see some American companies take a stab at this as well too. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you, and it kind of got impressed upon me this week. Now, I haven't had a chance to put my Fimi X8 Mini video together, and I'll be doing that shortly. I did film it, and I came across a couple of things that were different than some of what other people have come across. So I'm going to talk about that during these videos. I got a couple of videos that I'm going to put together here. But one of the things that impressed me, and I started taking a look not only on my Fimi group, but on other Fimi groups. Okay, Fimi just in general, and I want to say this, from looking at different groups. Okay, generally you see Fimi groups are larger than Hubsan groups. All right, and I think there's a reason for that. Fimi's had, let's call it some moderate success with the Fimi, SE 2020. Okay. In 2018. All right. So, and I'm using the word moderate. I'm kind of trying to choose my words carefully here. Okay. And a lot of people are still very up and high on the Mini. Okay. And like I said, you're going to get my video. It's coming up, but it's hard for me to see. And I think a lot of you guys will agree why, it just, well, first of all, I'll say this, okay? Fimi's had a modicum of success versus Hubsan. Hubsan has been, the original Zino with a lot of firmware updates. It's an okay drone, all right? The Zino 2, lens flare issue, all right? And, we're gonna talk about the Mini here in a second, the Zino Mini. But, Fimi, like I've said, they've had I'll call it a modest success, okay? And let's do the 2018 and the 2020. The A3, let's call that not a successful drone. But they've had some improvements. But, the one thing, unfortunately, that's kind of been consistent is that doggone horizon tilt, and that's in all their drones. And I firmly believe, guys, I mean, without any doubt, the way you get that corrected, the way that gets taken care of, all right, it's an easy fix. And it's not software. They keep putting in software and firmware updates. I don't know how many firmware updates I did to my 2020. And did it ever correct it? Not really, okay? It made a little bit of difference, okay? They need a new gimbal. That's one of their big issues, okay? They get a new gimbal on these drones, and I'm talking about, like the 2018, 2020, and the Mini. They put a new gimbal on there. It's a different ball game here, folks, okay? I think that is it's not the camera, it's the gimbal, okay? And that's what's causing them a lot of problems right now, okay? That to me really raises a red flag, when you're having gimbal issues. The Hubsan doesn't have that with the Zino. Excuse me. And they probably won't have it with the Zino Mini Pro and SE, all right? Their gimbals are actually pretty good. So, excuse me. The popularity. I'm sorry, guys. The popularity of Fimi. Okay. you know, that's the explanation that I have for it right now. That's what comes to mind for me. But you guys can think of anything else here, okay? B Wayne, welcome. Glad to see you're here tonight. Akarasha, welcome. Glad you're here as well. That's my thinking around it. And it seems to have Fimi seems to have more of a I'll call it worldwide appeal. In lots of countries. I mean, Hubsan's fairly popular too, but I look at my Hubsan groups versus my Fimi groups in my Fimi group, and my Fimi group just absolutely exploded. Okay, and it's still growing. The Hubsan groups grow in little spurts. Okay, they're not very big. Neither one of them are over 1,000. Okay, but the Fimi, yeah, it's well over 1,000. It's getting close, I think, to 5,000 or 6,000, and that's pretty good. I mean, it indicates there's a very broad appeal for Fimi. So, if Fimi gets their act together, can, chief among other things, get that gimbal issue taken care of, get a new gimbal assembly on there. And I'm talking across the board. They do that. They got themselves a potential, some real serious, somebody will probably take notice, namely DJI, with something like that. So that's to be seen. All right. There actually is a Zino Mini Pro update. Okay. Believe this or not. All right. We've heard a lot of stuff lately, and, there's been a lot going on, but I want to give you guys an update here. All right. Now, this was out on the Zino Mini Pro page that I have, and I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. All right. This is this. When's it going to be released? And this was July 11th. Okay. Hi there. The drone will be shipped out late this week, maybe in Friday. Thanks. Okay. So, and some skeptical comments underneath that kind of a thing. But I mean, this is, is this, and I've also seen things about this too. Is this Hubsan just throwing something out there so people won't cancel their orders? Who knows? Okay. They're saying maybe later this week. Could be. All right. And we'll see. I talked last week about, Hubsan, and they're giving out the Hubsan Care Refresh and a gift bag for those who ordered before June 15th. But if you ordered after June 15th, sorry, you don't get anything. So tough luck. I think a lot of people are really skeptical at this point, and I know probably a lot of you guys who have pre-ordered, sitting here and waiting with, I won't call it bated breath. Hey, Matt, kind of welcome. Glad you're here. I shared some sentiments about your daughter earlier, but thoughts and prayers are with her. Looks like everything's going well. Keep us posted, please, Matt. Just wanted to get that out there for you, because I just saw you in here. I don't know what to say with Hubsan. I don't know what to think with Hubsan. They really had a chance here to capitalize on something, and I think what they did was, once again, and I think the problem with that we've seen in succession with Fimi and with Hubsan is they both jumped the gun. Okay, I don't think the Fimi Mini was ready for prime time, and I don't think the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro was ready for prime time either. And I think they kind of like, boom, going out. Okay, I could be wrong about the Zino Mini Pro. We'll see. Okay, that's to be determined. That we'll find out when that comes out. Okay. And I'm hopefully it will come out this week. Okay. Hopefully there will be something coming out on that this week. You don't know what to think with Hubsan. All right. And I just, we're just gonna leave it go. Let's see if something transpires on Friday. If there is, I will get news out to you guys about it. Don't worry about that. Okay. You know, I'm kind of antsy for that drone as well. I'm hoping it's going to live up to its billing. I'm kind of crossing my fingers. You know, it's got to be better than the Mini, all right, and the Zino X8 Mini. And I'm gonna show you guys some things about that as well coming up. Okay, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up, and you know, don't worry about that. Now, one of the other things, I don't even have a banner for this. All right. You know, there's been no talk about the Zino Mini SE. So there's nothing. Last I knew, the only thing I knew, it's not available here in the United States yet. All right. Well, we don't even have the Zino Mini Pro yet. So why? Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. Okay. Not even going there. Okay. All right. Ted Bowman is here. Welcome, Ted. So the other thing that's been popping up in the news a lot lately, and, well, I won't say in the news necessarily, but people are putting videos out about it, is the Mavic 3, all right? You know, is the Air 2S going to be better than the Mavic 3 camera? I just saw a video on that. Just saw possible specs on the Mavic 3. You know what these are, guys? It's wild shots from people, okay? They're just going out there. And you know what? And you can do that, okay? And that's okay. But you need to be real careful when you watch these videos, and if you do a video like this, just say, these are my thoughts based on what the DJI's, my history with DJI, based on my knowledge of the market, based on this is what I think that the Mavic 3 will have, and then go for it. Okay, you lay out a case for it when you do something like that. And that's what I've done lately with those kind of videos. You know, I lay out a case based on history, based on my previous experience, like with the Mavic 2 series, what I think the Mavic 3 will be. I think it's going to be coming out next month. I think we're probably, you know, I won't say on the exact same date that the Mavic 2 came out, but I think it's going to come out next month. I think it's going to come out in August. And I think the price tag, I can tell you this, I'm not, you know, I'm probably going to do a video of my own, what I think it's going to have. But one of the things that I can tell you is be prepared for sticker shock with this, okay? And be prepared for it to go over 2K. I really have a strong suspicion that this is going to go over $2,000, okay? So be prepared. You heard it here. I think, and I've said it before, and I know when Ron and Marcus have been on, I've said the same thing, and on their channel, on Drone Nation, I've told, I've said the same thing there. Be prepared for that drone to be over $2,000. I kid you not. 2,500. You know, Jake's Drone Life, you're probably right. You better have a lot of piggy banks and better have a lot of coin ready for this. Okay, that's all I got to say. Conversely, I think you better, when as soon as it goes out there for sale, you better grab it. I think there's going to be, I think there's going to be a rush on these things. I think DJI is prepared, but I think there's going to be a rush on them. So don't hesitate. Okay, however you order, through Best Buy, through DJI, whatever means you order it, make sure you do it right away. Don't hesitate with something like that. So, 2 days until the DJI release. What shall it be? I think it's going to be the Mini SE, Ray. I don't see anything else. It's either going to be that or the Osmo Action 2, or they'll call it the Action 2. I think coming out. It's not going to be anything big. There hasn't been a lot of churn, out there regarding that. So that's what I think's going on with that, Ray. So, all right. Starting a drone. So you want to start a drone business? Yeah. Wow. What a topic. Bill, you don't have a drone business. What are you telling? How can you tell us how to start a drone business? Okay. Well, let me tell you something. Okay. I have several friends that have started successful drone businesses. And I've done a lot of reading on it because at one time, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, when I first got my Part 107, I thought of the same thing. I thought of exactly the same thing here. Now, what I want to do here is this is just going to be from a 30,000 foot level. We're not going to get into details and specifics and what you should do and shouldn't do. I'm going to give you some basic upfront pointers that I think will really make a difference for you if this is the route that you want to go. Okay. And I'm going to give some, cautions and warnings along the way. The very first thing is you got to get your Part 107. Okay. If you're not recurrent, take the recurrent exam. Okay. Absolute total must. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. You can't do this taking the trust test. Okay. You can't do this as a hobbyist. Okay. You have to get your Part 107. All right. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay. All right. It's easy. And it's something, there's ad infinitum, Remote Pilot 101 is a great resource. There's a lot of great stuff. And I know I've already covered that, but that's not what we're going to get into. This one is probably so important here. That's why I made it number 2. Probably would have been number 1, but I wanted to state the obvious about getting your Part 107. Okay. Decide on your niche. And what I mean by that, okay, do you want to do industrial drone business? Do you want to do, are you looking to do, wedding videography business? Are you looking to do real estate with your drone? You get real specific here. Are you looking to do utilities with your drone? Okay. And contractor services out. Okay. You need to decide what your niche is going to be. Okay. I'll give you an example. Okay. Original Dobo. Okay. He does real estate. All right. And he's gotten very good at it. He's learned a lot, and he can tell you, he can tell you a lot about them, probably a lot more than I can, but I'm giving you, like I said, the 30,000 foot level. It's important to decide on your niche, and you need to stick with it. Okay. Understand with your niche, whatever you choose, let's say you choose utilities. Okay. You're probably going to have specific equipment because utility whoever you contract with is going to look for a specific type of drone. Okay. And you're probably looking at higher end drones. You're probably looking at Matrice 300s or maybe a used Matrice 200 to do some of this stuff. And it's going to set you back a lot of coin. And I mean, 20, 30 grand. Okay. So, that's one of these things you need to be aware of. You need to choose your niche, and you need to understand, versus, somebody doing real estate photography, drone photography. It's going to be a whole lot. You're not going to need a Matrice to do something like that. Okay. So you need to understand that. And the same with probably real estate as well too. All right. You could also decide, to do mapping, architectural type of work, which Billy Kyle does a lot of that in his business as well. But it's important that you focus in on one of these areas. Okay. And my advice before you even start a business like this, okay, is to practice, and then practice some more. Okay. That's just again, this is from a 30,000 foot level here. Okay. Now, one of the things, and I've read a book, and So You Want to Start, I think it's called So You Want to Start a Drone Business. And if I find the link for that, I will drop that in the description. I had it bookmarked on Amazon a long time ago. I still think I might have that bookmark out there. But you need to realize you are an actual business, okay? And what I actually did was I went up through Legal Shield, and I was getting ready. There's an online portion to legal. No, it wasn't actually Legal Shield. It was something. It was another something like Legal Shield, but they would help you get incorporated to, I don't remember all the particulars, and some of these books talk about that, but you need to get set up as a business with limited liability partnership, okay, is one of the things. And one of the specifics is you want to set it up so, in terms of what you're liable for with your business. And you also, along those lines, when you set up your business, do you want to have a designated office space in your home? Are you looking to get a designated office space in an office somewhere to do this? Realize, there's going to be operating costs involved with this. If you do it at home versus that, but you need to have a dedicated area where you can be undisturbed to, obviously process your videos, run your business, kind of a thing. So you need to set up your business. You need to do it right. Definitely, you want to consult an attorney, a business law type of attorney, when you're doing something like this, okay? This is so important. You can't just go ahead, get incorporated, set up a limited liability partnership. You want to know all the ins and outs. You want to know all the ramifications. You want to know all the do's and the don'ts. You need to have not a real estate. You need to have a business law type of attorney help you out with this. It'll be well worth the money. If you're going to take this kind of investment and you want to do this, you need to do it right. You set up a business like that, okay? Also, part of setting up the business is setting up rules, okay, for your customers. For example, one of the biggest things is, how will you get paid? Okay, are you going to get paid via PayPal? Secure. I would obviously suggest some type of a secure payment system like PayPal, right? Where it's there. Okay. ZellyPay, I know I have that through Chase. That's worked for sending money for me. There's lots of ways to set that up, a secure method. Usually, ZellyPay may be a good one as well, because it's done through a bank, okay, and that's done. And I think Wells Fargo has it too. There's lots of avenues to explore there, but you need to get something that's going to be secure and that's going to know. And then you also need to work out, one of the things when you're setting up your business, you need to work out your terms. When you're doing your job, is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 25% up front, 75% due? When I deliver the photographs and the video to you. You need to understand how that's going to transpire, how you're going to do all that. You need to work that out, because if you don't, oh well, yeah, I wasn't thinking how much I want up front. And no, you need to get something up front, because because in case for some reason they back out or you can't fulfill it or whatever, you need to specify that. And that's something, again, that an attorney can help you with. So I can't emphasize that part enough. All right. Now the next one, drone insurance. All right. And I'm not talking about through State Farm. I'm talking about full liability coverage. Okay. Just not talking about you obviously your equipment, and you can insure your equipment through State Farm, okay? But you need to double check on that as far as a business is concerned. But I still think you can do that. But you need liability insurance, okay? And there is a boatload of companies that do that, okay? Now some do that per job, so you don't have to pay a huge amount for a blanket policy that's going to cover you for a year. They do it per job, on a per job basis. There are apps that actually do that. So you want to check into things like that. But this is a no-brainer. You need that. You need to have liability insurance. Okay, things happen, and accidents can happen at any point in time, and you can't mess around with something like that. That's an absolute must. Adrian Mateo, welcome. How are you, my friend? Good to see you here tonight. Crypto Man 5000, welcome too. you know, you can't do business without drone insurance. Okay, it's a must. And I'm, like I said, again, liability insurance. Okay, that's a must. Things can happen. All right, as good as we all are and checking our drones out and equipment, things do happen. Acts of God can happen. So you want to make sure that you're covered. Okay, and don't skimp here. Okay, this is not a place that you want to cut corners. All right. This one's a very wide-ranging and encompassing point here, equipment, okay? Now, when I say equipment, okay, first of all, you know, I started out, you know, if you're doing utilities, okay, you're probably looking at a Matrice 300 series, all right? And you're probably looking at, you're getting the right kind of camera. You may need to get a FLIR camera with thermal imaging and everything. You might just on the drone itself, like $30K. With lenses and camera and the whole 9 yards, okay? Versus if you're doing video photography, you know, if you're doing, let's say, wedding photography or videography, obviously with a drone, obviously outside or outside event photography, you know, that's something you may do an Evo 2, you may do a Mavic 2 Pro, you may do a Phantom 4 Pro, something along those lines that will give you the results that you're looking for. And, you know, obviously, the more choices that you have, the better, okay? And obviously, and one of the things, and this is a piece of advice as far as equipment is concerned, plan that something is going to happen to your primary drone and have a backup drone with you at all times, okay? You know, that's why we carry backup batteries. Well, have a backup drone with you if you're out on a business. If this is your source of income, you need to be prepared for that, okay? And one of the other things that I can say too is, now I just traded my Tacoma in. I don't have it anymore, and I have a Highlander, which I absolutely love. But in the back of the bed, there was an electrical outlet there. You could charge things, okay, 120 volts AC, all right? I never did, but it was available. So, you know, you need to explore your options in terms of the kind of vehicle that you drive that has the ability to charge batteries on the go. That's huge. That's important. So you need to look at some type of a battery charging solution while you're going between jobs. That's very important. You also need to understand that you're going to need to offload that video while you may be going from site to site to site on a day. You may be doing 3 shoots in a day. All right. So you need to download that. So you either need to bring a laptop with you, or you need to bring like a I know DJI made a hard drive that you can download your SD cards to. Something along those lines. Somewhere that you can offload that storage on the SD cards and have them fresh and clean for when you're going to do another shoot, okay? That's important. And it's important, obviously, keep that in a secure, locked location. That's important, too. When you're out there, you know, obviously that is something that I think you guys all know. I think I don't even have to begin to say something like that. So, yeah, equipment. You're also looking at things like a tablet, all right? And the Triple Tech is probably one of the better tablets I can recommend. As soon as I have enough extra funds, that's one of the things I'm going to be purchasing, because it works very well in the sunlight. I've seen it demonstrated. I can't say enough about it. It is Android, okay, and you need to stay on top and download your own DJI Fly app. I do know that, but it does make a big difference with that, okay, a big difference with that, okay. And a computer. What kind of a computer are you using to process this with? Now, obviously, with DJI drones, you're doing 4K, you're good there. But if you have an Autel Evo 2 6K, okay, you need to have a beefy computer to be able to handle that. And I know guys have said things about, there's kind of ways to get around it, but there's really no way. If you want to get out a 6K video, let's say a customer wants it for some reason in 6K, all right, you need to make sure that your computer can handle that, okay? So you need to make sure that when you're processing these things, that you can it'll handle this. Now, that kind of leads me into this one as well too, and I think this is an important point that a lot of people don't gloss over. All right, and decide who will process your videos. And the reason that I say that is this. All right, when you're sitting in front of your screen, you're clicking your mouse and you're processing and editing your video, you know what you're not doing? You're not out shooting more video. You're not out with other customers. You're not marketing your business, okay? And that is huge. You need to find someone who can do this work for you, okay? Because it takes your time away. It takes time away from you in the field. You're not in the field. You're not out there shooting. You're not out there putting things together. You're sitting there putting things together. You're not out in the field shooting. And that's what makes you money, guys. Okay. So I think that's really important. That's something that I think you guys need to understand here. Okay. I really kind of can't emphasize that enough, because if you're not out in the field, you're not making money. So, look at that. And there are solutions for that. Okay. You'd be surprised. There are a lot of people who will do that. And, most of them are at reasonable rates. And, understand, this is a business expense. This is something that you need to build in. And when you're planning and building your business, you need to factor this in, because, you're out there, you're getting more videos done, but you're having to pay somebody to do it. So, the more you do, the more you're going to get. And, I think that's a cost that will offset itself and pay for itself, because you'll be getting out there, and doing this. And this one is so huge. It's not funny. It's marketing. Now, there are so many ways to go out there and market your business. All right. Now, one of the most effective ways, and I know everybody, it's Facebook. All right. Facebook pages. They are a great way to market your business. Okay. Any business that's out there today, any business, any restaurant you guys eat at, okay, do a search for them on Facebook, and there's probably a Facebook page for them. And I'm talking about like a local version of your restaurant, okay? In other corporate ones that are out there. It's a great way to promote yourself, okay? Facebook is visible to just about everybody. You can't deny its power. And one thing the pages do is the pages have a lot of power out there. The pages are very popular with people. Okay. Yes, Fly Zone drones. It does work great in sunlight. The Triple Tech. I can tell you that. I've talked to several people who own them. So that is definitely for sure. So you can't underlook marketing. Okay. Also, business cards. It's paramount that you get yourself some good business cards with information. Okay. Have a phone number where you can be contacted. Have an email address where you can be contacted. One of the things that a lot of people do is they try to contact me through the Facebook page, and that's probably the worst place for anybody to look for messages, because it's buried in Messenger, and you can't on the Facebook page, and you got to go through it. It just doesn't pop out. So that's why I tell people, it's buildadronereviewer@gmail.com is the place to email me at regarding anything regarding the channel. But you need to get out there. You need to market. You need to understand, it just doesn't constantly market. And when you're first starting out, one of the big tips that I can give you, and this is something, it's probably more granular, it's probably more of a 10,000 foot level here. Okay. You want to do some pro bono work at first, but in exchange, say, I'm not going to charge you for this, but I do need for you guys to write me up a great review on this. So obviously, if everything goes according to plan, that way, you've got some, and do this for a few times. That way, that's a good kickstart, because if somebody comes out there and they're hesitant on deciding whether or not to choose you to do that job, that may sway them. That may flip the switch for them. Delegate. hopefully you have somebody to help you with your business. Okay. Valerie's done videography for me in the past. I'm going to start enlisting her again here coming up. We're going to get ramped up here again. And that's one of the things I want to talk about after we're done with this segment here. But it's important to delegate other tasks and responsibilities. Like we talked about the video editing, to have somebody do that for you. Okay. You can't put a price tag on that, because that helps you get out and get more business done. Let's say your wife or spouse or significant other is good with accounting and doing the books. Okay. You could delegate that responsibility to somebody. All right. For example, you're going to have to keep track of receipts, and understand too, the tax ramifications behind this. And that's another thing. I would highly recommend that when you do your taxes, that you take it to a CPA. Don't trust TurboTax. As good as they are, don't trust them. Or H&R Block. I can speak highly for H&R Block, because they really saved my hide 1 year. Literally, okay. They saved me a lot of good coin, and it was a good CPA, former CPA that worked for them, that really, it was worth the $500 that I spent with H&R Block. Trust me on that one. I was so pleased with that. So, you need to learn to delegate responsibility. It will pay off in the long run. It takes the pressure a lot off of you. And again, if you have somebody else that's working with you on this, they could do marketing. While you're out there on other jobs doing things, they could be doing marketing for you. That page can be active marketing as well. A website, yeah, you probably want to get one together, but it doesn't really, to show off some of your work. Okay. That's a good thing. And while you're at it, you probably want to do a YouTube channel, not to get views, not to get subscribers, but to show examples of your work out there. Okay. I think that's important. And you may want to branch out to other venues as well. A lot of you don't know. Some of you do. I'm on Rumble, and I try to get some videos out there. I do have a Bill a Drone Reviewer on Rumble. So, I try to get some good videos out there as well. It's the same videos that you see here. But all in all, I hope this helped you guys and gave you some type of a 30,000 foot level in starting a drone business. It's not an easy thing, and you got to plan. And if you plan right, if you know your niche, you get the right equipment. If you follow these tips, I'm not guaranteeing that you'll be successful, because, for example, here in Florida, drone pilots, Part 107 pilots looking for, jobs to do. There was that one job site I went out there, and like 10 people would bid on like $150 job, a real estate job for somebody. It was just crazy. I mean, there's more Part 107 pilots here than you would think. And conversely, up north, it kind of changes. There's not many Part 107 pilots up north. I don't know why. I don't understand. But, there may be opportunity up there to do things. So, all in all, this is just a broad spectrum, 30,000 foot level of what you need to do to start a drone business. I hope it provided some good tips for you guys. Drone Views Media, good deal. I'm glad that worked for you. I hope this helped you guys. If any of you have some inklings about starting a business, and again, I will try to find the name of that book. It's not a very extremely detailed book, but it does touch on some points that I think that I tried to touch on tonight as well. And one of the big things is, hire an attorney familiar with business law when you incorporate a business. It may run you $1,000 or so to get set up properly as a business, but it will pay off in the long run. In case you get, something goes sour and there's legal action, you got something backing you up. And I think that's important. All right. Why haven't we seen a lot of videos from you, Bill? Okay. I've gotten that question several times, and it's been a lot of things. Okay. Number one, we've moved this year, and moving when you're in your 60s is different than when you're moving in your 50s. Okay, and my joints have felt it. In fact, I'm getting an MRI on my hip on Friday. Okay, so hopefully, it's starting to. I hope it gets better. I think it's inflamed, and I just need to find a way to get it better. That's part of the thing. Part of the thing is also my mobility has been, kind of up and down and everything, and the time factor, and then we also had our dog pass away, and Dog she was every bit as much a part of this family as a human being, and it was really hard for both of us when you have a precious pup like her. She really was. She really, and still I talk about it too much. I start to tear up because she was heart and soul. She was one of us. She was family, and it really hurt. But going forward here, lining things up, we've gotten a lot of stuff done and settled around the house. You're going to see me start to crank out more videos. We're going to get more videos out to you guys, more flying videos. And then I have an announcement that I've been waiting to make pretty much the past couple of months. It's probably not going to be a big surprise, but we're going to have a nice kickoff for that. I'm going to probably do a live stream for that, separate from Rotor Talk Live, just to kind of kick things off with that. It's something new, something exciting, but I still want to make sure everybody knows that the main focus of this channel will always be on drones. Okay. That's number one. And that's huge. We're going to have some giveaways on this, okay? Not giving away a Mavic 2 or anything like that, but there's going to be some nice stuff. And I'm finally going to get together some grab bag prizes, okay? Not really prizes, but grab bags for, I'm going to set a real modest, reasonable price for something like that. And there's going to be a lot of goodies in there. There's going to be T-shirts, some bags, stickers, a whole wide range of things and little accessories for drones. So stay tuned for that. That is coming up. I do promise we're going to get that out. And Valerie's going to start helping me with videography. So that'll help me out as well too. So that's about it for tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody that was here tonight. Thank you, Ray Kelly. Mike Hernack, Ray Kelly was here tonight. Crypto Man 5000, Johnny Drone Flyer. David Wayne was here. Jake's Drone Life. Let's see who else was here. Lloyd was here. Grumpy Vlogger. Jim's Droning was here. Fly Zone Drones. Michael Wright was here tonight. Adrian Mateo was here tonight, my friend. Good to see you tonight. Leonard Oglesby was here. I know Art popped in tonight. Drone News Media was here. Matt Cundiff was here. Matt, hope your little girl's doing better. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys with that. Akarasho was here tonight. Let's see who else we had in the house. Steve Mack was here. Russell Gleerum was here tonight. B. Wayne was here tonight. See if I got everybody. Stephen Ewing was here tonight. All right. Dr. Ted Bowman was here tonight. Okay. All right. I think I kind of hit on everybody. So thank you guys so much. I hope you indulged me. You indulged me letting me play that part with my granddaughter. I just more visits to Ohio or what's in order. So that'll straighten me out in a hurry. But we had a good time. It's always good being around family and had lots of fun, lots of laughs, and just adored our precious granddaughter. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And as always, guys, always remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care. Have a great rest of your week, guys.